What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Skeleton Closet, where we talk celebrity news and hot topics. Today we are talking about our favorite daytime talk show host on TheView. So let's get into the video.
I'm gonna just run down my shout outs. The dun dun.
Today on TheView, the ladies got into it a little bit when discussing what happened on January 6th. Now, there have been a whole bunch of hearings on Capitol Hill surrounding the January 6th insurrection. You know, the people that support, follow, worship the former twice impeached former president, Donald J. Trump. A lot of Republicans have been trying to rewrite history when it comes to January 6th, saying that it wasn't an insurrection, it was a peaceful protest, saying that some of them were just there on a tour just to study and to see what the Capitol looked like. But for those of us that actually tuned into the news and have some sort of a working brain cell left, can tell what actually happened, know that January 6th was indeed an insurrection by a lot of what I would deem them to be terrorists. But a lot of people in the Republican Party would like for that not to be the case. They would like to rewrite history and say that it was something completely different. Initially, when this incident happened, when this terrorist attack happened on the U.S. Capitol, a lot of Republicans even came forward and said that Donald Trump was responsible, that this was an insurrection, that this was not the right thing that people should be doing, that it was an attack on our democracy. All of those things I definitely agree with. However, a lot of those Republicans have backpedaled on that very thing. They're no longer saying any of those things, decided that they cannot move forward in the Republican Party without the support of Donald Trump. So they would much rather say that something else happened on January 6th. And to be completely honest with you, I don't understand that strategy whatsoever. Because if you just look at the past two elections that we've held, Donald Trump lost the general election for president, and the Republicans lost their control of the Senate as well. So they lost the 2 seats here in Georgia, and now it is a Democratic ran Senate. So if you just look back on the strategy that they've used before, it hasn't worked. Backing Donald Trump has not worked. I don't know why they think it's going to help again, but that's what they're banking on. Hi, it's me. I just wanted to add right here that the literal definition of idiot is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. And that is exactly what the Republicans are doing right now. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to add that. Now, on today's episode, the ladies wanted to talk about the hearings that have been going on Capitol Hill surrounding the January 6th insurrection. Now, there is a representative from the state of Georgia who is a Republican by the name of Andrew Clyde, who did a Zoom meeting call where they were doing a hearing on the January 6th insurrection and basically tried to rewrite history about what happened on January 6th. Take a look at what he had to say about the January 6th insurrection.
There were some rioters and some who committed acts of vandalism, but let me be clear. There was no insurrection, and to call it an insurrection, in my opinion, is a bold-faced lie. Watching the TV footage of those who entered the Capitol and walked through Statuary Hall showed people in an orderly fashion staying between the stanchions and ropes taking videos and pictures. You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
After watching that, to be completely honest with you, it makes me sick to my stomach because he's literally lying. Initially, he admits that there were some rioters and there were some people that were there vandalizing the U.S. Capitol. Then as he continues on throughout his monologue, he says that if you didn't know that that was a video from January 6th, you would think that it was people there on a tourist visit. Now, I've been to DC before. I've never been inside of the Senate chambers. I've never been inside the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol. I went to the Lincoln Memorial. I saw the Washington Memorial. I did not see anyone acting that way while they were visiting or on a tourist visit. I don't even have to explain that to you. You already know that. The people that actually know, or the people that aren't brainwashed, the people that have sense, You know what? Honestly, I don't even think he believes what he just said. I honestly think he's just saying that because he knows that as a Republican, he needs other Republicans in his favor. If you just take a look at what they did to Liz Cheney, because she is one of the few people that refuses to bow down to Donald Trump and the big lie. So anyone that wants to step out of line with the big lie is in jeopardy of losing their seat or their positions in leadership. And to me, quite honestly, I don't think that that matters if you aren't willing to tell the truth. Now, as a Republican, it is very tough these days, as you can see, because they are battling against the truth. We all saw what happened with our own eyes. I was up watching the news when they turned the cameras to the Capitol, and I watched them march closer and closer and closer onto the steps into the chambers of the U.S. Capitol. There's no denying that. There are plenty of people that actually watch this live in action. So there's no way that they're going to be able to rewrite history in their favor. Moving on to Miss Meghan McCain. Nutmeg, Princess of Arizona, McCain. I have a very hard time dealing with the fact that she loves to divert viewers' attention elsewhere when it comes, or when it's convenient for her and when it's inconvenient for the Republican Party. Now, she is somewhat of a never Trumper, but also a Trump apologist at the same time. And she is very contradictory. She's very much a hypocrite. Today, they were talking about the January 6th insurrection. After that clip, everybody talked about how the January 6th insurrection was horrible. When it's her turn, she has a little bit of something different to say. Take a look.
This happened 4 months ago, and we've been talking about it for 4 months, and I've made my perspective on this absolutely crystal clear. I think it's horrific. I don't believe the big lie. We've talked about Liz Cheney at length. But when Joy says friends of hers are frightened, friends of mine are frightened as well. I had to have a conversation with my executive producer yesterday about whether or not I'm going to be able to find gas in my car, because the lines at gas stations near where I live are down the street, or there's just no gas whatsoever. I'm privileged. I work at a company that's going to figure out a way for me to get to work. What about the average American? Do you know what's also a strategy, Sarah? A strategy is not focusing on anything the Biden administration is doing right now that is leading this country into crisis. There's a crisis at the border, inflation rates are sky high, the Middle East is on fire, unemployment is crazy, and a lot of Americans can't figure out how they're going to get gas in their car. These are real problems. It's like the 70s all over again. So I think there's a strategy going on that the media doesn't want to focus on anything bad happening in the Biden administration. And I implore everyone who works in this industry, just because Trump was so bad doesn't mean this is good. There are real meat and potatoes issues impacting average Americans who are also frightened. And I think we should be focusing on that versus relitigating something that happened 4 months ago.
As you can see, Sunny does a really good job of shutting Meghan down, because she needs to be knocked down a couple pegs. Because yes, Meghan, we know that the gas issue is a problem. Yes, we know that the issue in the Middle East is a problem. Yes, we know that what's happening at the border is a problem. However, what's happening with gas is because people that are pretty dumb are rushing to the gas stations and hoarding gas after the White House clearly said that there is not a supply disruption. It's the same thing that happened with toilet paper, and people ran to the gas stations hoarding gas, making gas stations run out of gas. It's simple supply and demand. This isn't a problem for the Biden administration. This is simply humans not being smart. But we're not talking about those things. There are other segments for that. But you would much rather try and divert other people's attention when it comes to things that are critical of the Republican Party. You should just be honest with the people in your party. You are doing the same thing that other Republicans are doing at this very moment. Maybe even worse, because you don't even want to talk about what happened on January 6th anymore, because you feel like, oh, whatever, it happened, it's in the past. Yes, plenty of things are in the past. The Holocaust is in the past. World War II is in the past. Slavery is in the past. Yet we talk about it all the time, because you want to know why? Because it affected a lot of people. So you, Meghan McCain, just need to stop acting like the princess that you want to be and just admit that your party is wrong. Your political party is wrong and you are part of the problem. Sunny does an amazing job of addressing the issue of her not talking about what happened on January 6th perfectly. And I echo everything that she said. And Meghan needs to do a better job of just being critical of her own party mates and not whining so much.
Sunny, what's your opinion of all of this?
I think it's really important not to forget what happened just 4 months ago. I think the attack on our democracy continues each and every day by the Republican Party, and that is something that we cannot forget. January 6, 2021 should go down in history as the day that our democracy was attacked by insurrectionists started by a disgraced former, twice impeached president, one-term president, and that lie, the lie that he perpetuated, the lie that incited that kind of violence continues and continues and continues. And let's remember the officers that were attacked by those so-called patriots. I don't know if we have time to go into it, but there is a clip that was played on Don Lemon's show last night that I think says volumes. If we do have time, I'd like to show our audience that clip. And Republicans can never, ever say that they are the party of Blue Lives Matter. They're the party of law and order. They should be ashamed of themselves for what they what they did yesterday, what they continue to do. And that is an important story that we should never, ever, ever stop talking about or forget.
Let me know what you think down in the comment section below about Meghan McCain continuously being a Trump apologist as well as an apologist for her party as she continues to go on this tirade of, oh my God, woe me, there aren't any mainstream Republican women on TV, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's out to get Republicans. Are you tired of it? Because personally, I am. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'll definitely appreciate it, and I definitely really like reading you guys' comments. As well, go ahead and hit that like button so that I can know how you felt about today's video, but as well so that you can help me get it pushed through in the algorithm a little bit. Definitely appreciate that. As well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can join us in the closet and become part of the family. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.